Hey everyone, welcome to our special vocabulary study session. I'm your host Percy, and I am super pumped to hang out with you today. Now, my Latin teacher, Mr. Brunner, asked me to record this short podcast for all the awesome students out there who are learning English and reading Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. He said it's super important to understand these words, so I'm here to make it fun, fast, and completely unforgettable. We have 10 amazing words to cover from our slides. Let's start with slide number 1 and go right in order. Ready? Let's roll. First, we have the word anticipating. This can be a verb or an adjective. It means looking forward to something or expecting and predicting that something cool or big is about to happen. In Chinese, we say 期待 or 预料. When my mom and I were riding in Gabe's old Camaro rushing away from the city, the book says, I didn't know where there was, but I found myself leaning forward in the car, anticipating, wanting us to arrive. I was just so excited and eager to get to the beach. Synonyms for this word are expecting or waiting. The antonym is doubting. Check out this original example. The students sat at their desks anticipating the final bell that would start their summer vacation. You know that feeling when you're just staring at the clock, waiting for freedom? That is exactly what anticipating feels like. Moving on to the next slide, our word here is deliberately. This one is an adverb, and it means done on purpose, slowly and carefully, not by accident. In Chinese, we say 故意的,刻意的, or 从容不迫的. In the story, when that terrifying monster with the horns was tracking us down on the rainy road, it didn't just rush blindly. The book describes it traveling at the thing with horns that was lumbering toward us slowly and deliberately, like a bull. It knew exactly what it was doing, which made it 10 times scarier. Some excellent synonyms are intentionally or purposefully. The antonym is accidentally. Check out this original example. She deliberately chose the largest piece of cake to share with her younger brother. See? Doing something on purpose. Next slide, please. The word is dissolved, which is a verb. It means melted away, completely disappeared, or broke down into tiny, smaller parts. In Chinese, it means 溶解, 消失, or 解体. This word brings back some crazy memories. When my mom was attacked by the Minotaur, something impossible happened. The chapter says, and she dissolved before my eyes, melting into light, a shimmering golden form. It was heartbreaking, and it completely stunned me. Synonyms for dissolved are melted or vanished, and the antonym is solidified. For a normal example, look at this. The sugar quickly dissolved when Kevin stirred it into his hot tea. Much less scary than a monster attack, right? Let's look at slide 5. The word is disintegrate. This is another verb, and it means to break apart completely into small pieces or to crumble away into nothingness. In Chinese, it's 碎裂, 崩解, or 瓦解. When I finally fought back against the monster and used its own horn against it, the book says, he flailed, clawing at his chest, then began to disintegrate, not like my mother, but like crumbling sand. The monster literally turned into a pile of dust. Synonyms are crumble or decay, and the antonym is build. Here is a fantastic original example. The ancient paper was so old and dry that it started to disintegrate when touched. On to the next slide. The word is exhausted, which is an adjective. It means extremely tired, completely worn out, or having absolutely zero energy left. In Chinese, it translates to 精疲力竭的 or 极其疲惫的. After everything that happened in that intense fight, my mom was incredibly strong. The book says, my mother must have been exhausted, but she shouldered Grover. She carried him even though she had no strength left. Synonyms are tired or drained, and the antonym is energized. An example you might understand after sports day is, after running a 5-kilometer race in the rain, the soccer players were completely exhausted. That is exactly how I feel after running away from mythological beasts.
Slide number 7. The word is hallucination, and it's a noun. It means seeing or hearing something that isn't truly there, like a trick of the mind or an illusion. In Chinese, we say 幻觉 or 幻想. Back at school, when I tried to ask about Mrs. Dodds, everyone acted like I was losing it. Grover told me later, "We hoped you'd think the kindly one was a hallucination." They wanted me to think I imagined the whole thing. Synonyms are illusion or delusion, and the absolute antonym is reality. Look at this example. Because he had a very high fever, the boy thought he saw a dragon in his room, but it was just a hallucination. Let's look at slide 7. Our word is helpless. This is an adjective, and it means unable to defend oneself or act without outside help. In Chinese, it means 无助的 or 无能为力的. During the crash, Grover was knocked out cold and couldn't move. The book says, the bull man bore down on Grover, who lay helpless in the grass. He was completely vulnerable, and I knew I had to save him. Synonyms are powerless or weak, and the antonym is powerful. A sweet example is, the little puppy looks so helpless standing outside in the cold storm. You just want to protect it, right? Moving forward to slide 8, the word is impact, which is a noun. It means the action of one object coming forcibly into contact with another, a massive crash or collision. In Chinese, it's 冲击 or 撞击力. When our car crashed off the road, the force was unbelievable. The text says, the monster's head slammed into the tree, and the impact nearly knocked my teeth out. Boom! It was an incredibly powerful jolt. Synonyms for impact are crash or collision, and the antonym is avoidance. Here's another example. The impact of the falling baseball cracked the glass window of the greenhouse.
Slide 9. The word is insult, and it is a noun here. It means a disrespectful or scornful remark or action that makes someone feel bad or small. In Chinese, it means uru or shioru. Grover is a satyr, and satyrs have a lot of pride in their work. When I was complaining about him, the book notes, there are satyrs who would trample you underhoof for such an insult. Oops, my bad, Grover. Synonyms are offense or slur, and the antonym is a nice compliment. For example, it is not polite to insult your classmates just because they have different hobbies. We should always be kind to each other. And last but definitely not least, slide 10. The word is swerved, which is a past tense verb. It means change direction suddenly, especially to avoid hitting something in the middle of the road. In Chinese, we say 突然转向 or 紧急转弯. When my mom was driving the Camaro through the dark hurricane night, trying to avoid the giant monster, the chapter says, we swerved onto a narrower road, racing past darkened farmhouses. She was turning the wheel frantically. Synonyms are veered or turned, and the antonym is straightened. A great example for bike riders is the bicycle rider swerved to the right to avoid hitting a cat that ran into the street. Wow, we did it! 10 absolutely spectacular words down. I hope this script gives you a super clear view of our vocabulary for this chapter. Make sure to review these definitions, practice the sentences, and you'll ace your next quiz for sure. Mr. Brunner is going to be so proud of us.